Hello, everyone. This is Thomas Pepin, NHL Talk. I'm Thomas Pepin, and let's play some NHL. So we are on Season 3, Episode 7, where I've taken over the Toronto Maple Leafs. And first season, lost in the first round. President's Trophy, lost in the first round. Second season, President's Trophy Stanley Cup. And then this season that we just ended, as you can kind of see on the screen here, someone else won the Stanley Cup, which sucks. But we got to Game 7 and lost in the Stanley Cup Final. So close, but no cigar, as they say. All for nothing. But it was kind of to be expected. I guess maybe. Like, our team was good, but I think it was just a hair shy, and we had a couple major injuries, and so, yeah, just not enough. So, like, Pastrnak was injured, and Keller. Those are some pretty big losses. And then our main goalie in these playoffs, Quick, got injured in Game 7, so yeah, I mean, I don't know the details of the injury because I don't think you can even go back and see. But yeah, so just unfortunate. Things didn't really line up, but we were close. So I guess, maybe that's something. So we're in the offseason now. We've simmed up to the re-sign phase, actually. Yeah, it says right there on the screen. So, so the plan is to go through the off-season. We have about $5 million in cap space. It's just over, I forget exactly by how much. But anyway, so we have a chunk of space. We might make a couple moves. We'll figure out based on what's out there. We could just sign somebody. So it really all depends. So anyways, so that's where we're at, and I guess let's get to it. So, yeah, there's a whole bunch of moving parts once you hit the off season. So there's going to be a lot of different things that we need to do. I guess that stuff's not available yet. So I believe we've re-signed all of our staff, so coaches and scouts that we were going to re-sign. But of course, we'll have a look at everything and make sure. All right, so let's see here. So we don't have any of our main players that need to be re-signed. It's just AHL and depth players. Man, his overall is really tanked. So we're releasing him. Snively was okay. 32 points in 49 games. That's not bad. 11 points in 26. I mean, not quite good enough. Worst case, if we want him, we sign him in free agency. So we'll just let him go to free agency. Hinostroza was fine. So with us, he was good. With Minnesota, not as good. So, so production was better in Minnesota, but plus minus was worse. And then the reverse with us. Playoffs, he did perfectly fine. It kind of depends on what he wants to sign for. One way, 975. What did you make? So you want a slight raise. You were two-way. Oh, you do want two-way. Okay, 955. Uh, 1 year. Should I go 2 years? That one's tough. UFA status. So you'll only do two-way if it's 1 year. Alright, fine. I guess we'll do it that way. Now, Haig, last time I checked, he wanted... I thought he wanted a lot more than that. 1.8, what was he making here? 2.15, huh. I'm okay with that, actually. I thought he was asking for like 3 million or something. He's 26. So usually my target's 3 to 5 years. Because he's 26, I'm almost thinking about 5 years. How much is he going to ask for more? Huh. I kind of like the way he's fit in. I mean, we could, in theory, try to upgrade, but he's been solid, and he's not asking for much, and I like that. So what we'll do is offer him the salary he wanted at 3 years for 5 years. And I don't like so technically my strategy is supposed to be contracts of 3 years, because it means you can get out of them. But he's been pretty stable, and he's young, so I'm kind of comfortable. Actually, one thing I want to check. Yeah, so his RFA status is done no matter what term we go with. So we'll go with that. And keep him. Smith, 38 points in 50 games. 20 and 26. That's quite good. He's one of those rare cases where because we haven't had too many forwards that have performed well on our AHL roster. Three years, two-way contract. He's a two-way forward. He's actually good enough to be a fourth line guy. So, you know what? That's what we'll do. 3 years, two-way contract. He'll accept it. So, that's what we'll do. There's nobody else there. Is that all we have? So that means all of our current AHL guys are under contract. I didn't realize I signed them all for long enough to still have them. So, and the funny thing is all of them have played well for the most part in last time I checked. But and look, they all kind of are categorized as top 6D, and they're all playing in the AHL. It's 5 of them. So that's some like super depth for defensemen. If we need to use them, that's a different story, but it seems unlikely in most cases. But that's really, really good depth. So again, I'll have to review their performance to decide if we're going to trade them or any of them. Quick, we're releasing. We already know that from last stream. Wolf is an 80 overall. Played very well in the AHL. I mean, in theory, he could be one of our goalies in the NHL. We'll see what happens. His poise is a bit low, but it could happen. And this guy's did well. He only developed 1 overall, which is not much, but again, I don't know the timing of the developments, like because at least in the old version, it used to boost them at a certain point in the season or off season or whatever. And I don't know what that point is or was, so we'll see. Now Wedgwood is gone. We're going to be trading him. And then Mrazek, we're going to probably bring back. I mean, his contract doesn't expire, but we'll keep him. I don't think we're going to trade him. Performance in the playoffs wasn't the best. I mean, the record's fine, but save percentage not. We had to rely on him to fill in for Quick, and he didn't necessarily do the best. But he helped us get through some rounds when Quick was injured, so he did good enough to be in rotation. So I think we did all of our contracts. So that's good. So our AHL team is completely empty, which is fine. Now that's for coaching, I mean, because we'll be able to build it to our preference. Whereas, typically I would want to fire guys because what you start off with is not necessarily what you're looking for. So How many years does he have left? 2, 2, 2, 1. So, with coaching, yeah, we didn't need to do anything. Scouts, I already offered. And we let a couple of them go because they had low ratings. I think that's all we need to do at this point in the off season. There's so many little things to manage that I just want to make sure I didn't forget anything. Yeah. So I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's everybody, and I guess there's somebody else. Yeah, so everybody we offered accepted for players too. So this point is pretty easy for us. It's just the free agency is where it starts to get a lot more complicated. So we're going to have to fill in our coaches, whole bunch of things. And again, me doing this stuff doesn't really matter too much because I control all the trades and I never get offers anyways. Or, sorry, I should say, because I do all my trades, getting offers doesn't matter, so I don't really need to fill it in. Contract, sure. Now I'm interested to see who is available on free agency. Because one of the biggest strategies, in my opinion, one of the best techniques you could do, especially in this game, but also in real life, is so long as you can sign them for a reasonable cap hit, to get free agents is a huge deal because you're getting them for free. So you don't have to, you don't have to trade any assets to get these players. You're getting them for free. And then even if they don't work out, you've got this asset and then you can trade it for another asset. So anytime you can get something for free, it's a big deal. It's very important. Like, look, we could get franchise Austin Matthews in free agency. at least potentially. And man, does that ever stand out, because he's been one of the best players in the league. $56 goals, 54, 60, 106 points. Like, look at that. We traded him away, and it was for good reason at the time, but now with inflation of player salaries, 10.8 is not a crazy cap hit. It says he doesn't fit with our lines, though. And I mean, realistically, 10.8 is a bit expensive, but I'm just saying, in theory, it's not so far outside of what we're willing to pay at this moment. Because just to contrast, well, I mean, and this kind of shows you what I mean. So, similar performance you're getting out of Pastrnak, and he's only 8.85 or 8.85. So like 2 million difference, and you're getting similar performance. So, and then you spread that over a number of different players, and that's like another $6 million player you can afford, maybe even more. So that's why. And on top of it, you spread your performance over numerous lines as opposed to just some, well, exactly what Toronto has run into problems with is just too much money spent on too few players. Then you just don't have enough depth. So anyways, let's have a scan through. See, I wish Aho fit with our lines, because in real life, I like him. Healers. I don't think Hayden's what we're looking for. Stamkos. I'd really like Stamkos. Does he fit? Nope. Lindell. He does. $6.3. I just don't think we need to upgrade on our defense, to be honest. So with our contracts and the way that at least the game is applying those contracts, we have 4.8 million. We need one goalie. We're trading a goalie, but the cap hit's essentially going to be even. It'll cancel itself out. And I kind of want to spend this on a good third line player. Ooh, I just thought about something. So before I look at that, what I should have a look at is, why don't you want to... If you're going to ask for 11.5, there is a 0% chance we're keeping you. Now, is it better to keep him for the season and trade him in the offseason? I think so. And the problem with Bedard is his line fit is not good for our team, even though he wants to re-sign. And he's asking for a reasonable cap hit, too. That kind of sucks. 67 points playing on the third line. That's pretty darn good. See, that one's tough. Is there anybody else? Oh, there's a bunch of guys that need to get re-signed. Let's see what they're asking for. 6.125, that's reasonable. He's 33. I mean, he's done great with us. 5.2. I don't know if I want to spend that much, though. So Zaitsev we're trading. He didn't fit in well. Foligno fit in well. What's he asking for? So that means we're trading Foligno. So I never get to contract negotiations if they're not willing to re-sign or extend in the off. Yeah, once free agency starts, then or extend at a reasonable rate, then I trade them. So Zaitsev, Foligno, Beauvillier, they're all going. Tubrov, see, it's tough because we control his rights, and what we're going to do probably is see what other franchise players are out there and what their current cap hit is, because we might, so for example, we could try to trade him for McDavid. There's some different things that we could do. But we would probably want to ride out his last year of his contract before trading. And the reason is because with the entry-level contracts, you get to take advantage of that extra cap space. So you get really good performance at no cap hit. So anyways, so that's probably what we're going to do, but we'll see. 1.825. I mean, that's reasonable, but we can't spend that much on the fourth line, so what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to offer an extension basically at his current cap hit, 1.3, and if he doesn't accept it, then yeah, 1 year will do. 1.3. And if he doesn't accept it, we're trading him. Uh, 5.2. This one's tough. See, because his performance was pretty darn good, and he's not asking for an unreasonable amount of money. Like, look at that, plus 42. And the guy we had before that had basically the exact same production, like or close enough. Theodore, he was asking for $9 million, and then now you can see him as a free agent asking again for $9 million, and this guy's asking for $6. So like I cannot justify letting him go when he's not asking for that much. 5.2. How can we navigate this? Four years. I think 3 years is going to be the right amount. 6. What's he going to accept? I said 5.2, right? 10% discount would be 5.5-ish. Well, let's see. 6.125 times 0.9. Yeah, 5.51. So we'll try that. I mean, I sure hope he accepts it. We'll just go a smidge above. Because that's, I mean, a very, very small raise for us, and we can definitely afford that. So we'll try this and see what he says. Even at the 6 million that he, well, 6.125, I'm even willing to accept that. So we'll see what happens here. Everly, 54 points in 82 games on the fourth line, plus 25. That's very, very good. He's pretty much a lock for our third line. 3.85. What's he going to ask for? Wow, eh? In this case, I mean, I don't really like to extend past 36. I don't know what how the game treats aging and performance and stuff, but 1 year is kind of, I think, a better idea. Should I try to get a discount or just give him what he's asking for? Realistic. So in the game, I know he'll accept the discount. It's just that to what degree do I want to take advantage of game characteristics versus be like real life? Yeah, let's just be more like real life and give him exactly what he's asking for. Because he's given the performance that's totally worthy of this. Alright, now, that's a lot of goals. And I was thinking right away about getting rid of Doc. So that's 47 points. Contrast that with 54. Mind you, he played less games because Everly wasn't injured and Doc played 8 fewer games. So it's basically similar performance, but Everly had a plus 25. Doc was only plus 9. What's he asking for? 5.6. No chance. So Doc is getting traded. And then Bedard's a really odd one. So it's his line fit is the issue. He's not asking for much money. 8 point something, 8 years. Oh, he'll go cheaper if we go shorter term. It's usually the opposite. 67 points. But the problem is about usage. Because he doesn't really fit. Well, how does he compare to Chubrov on the first line for fit? Yeah, he's a bit off. So this one's tough. I don't know what to do because of the line fit. I don't think the line fit dramatically impacts performance, but I'm sure it has some. There's something that I'm sure the programmers incorporated. Huh. And then otherwise, you know what? His trade value is going to get us a better player than him and his fit. And so based on that, we should trade him. Wedgwood wants an extension, but we're trading him. Those guys can't be extended. Boyd played well in the AHL, but he didn't play well in the NHL. So him, if he won't accept a two-way. So yeah, so we're going to be trading him. Moser, like, look at this. I don't know. I think he's probably on the third pairing. And he put up 37 points in 72 games. Like, that's pretty stellar. He will take a two-way contract. That's crazy. Wow. So I'll extend him for sure. And in this case, 3 years, because why not? He's not asking for a raise in any way. That's awesome. Okay, so that's it for signings. And so like I said, we're going to ride out the last year of the entry-level contract for Bedard and Chubarov. It's super tempting to trade them now, but you really need to take advantage of that entry-level contract. Because like I said, it means we'll be able to have a super deep team given our cap spending. So yeah, and we still control them as assets in the off season. So we just need to do what do you call it? Qualifying offer, and then just trade them. Yeah, there's nothing else I don't think I need to do. Didn't I? What was the story with Hinestroza? I thought I extended him. I guess not. I think it's... Yeah, I think it's because he didn't want a two-way contract, I think is the problem. I can't remember. Anyways, not that important. Okay, so now I got to figure out what the plan is going to be with our spending. I guess maybe this is a good time to go back and see who's available. So we're obviously not paying $10 million. What are we currently spending? So basically it's our cap space plus Doc's contract is what if we're going to get anybody in free agency, the most we can spend. So 3.3, so that means roughly, because we need to factor in a bit of space for, actually wait, on that note, let's see what the game's saying for spending. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 forwards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 D and 2 goalies. So really we only need to factor in about another $1 million for an extra depth player. So what was it for Doc's contract? So 3.3 plus 3.8. So that's 7.1. So we can substitute Doc with a $7.1 million player at the most if we decide to. So based on that, we can have a look at free agents, kind of factor in what we're going to do. Lindell fits. To go 3 full lines deep of defense, I think is too much. Because as it stands, we have... How did he perform? 36 and 76. Because Parayko hasn't... He's been very underwhelming. And we could... Because his cap hit... is roughly the same. How many years does he have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years left. It's just his production hasn't been good enough. And he's had good ice time, so it just doesn't feel like he's right for us. So maybe we'll trade Parayko. then try to sign Lindell. It's an idea. Larson's a no. Olofsson doesn't fit well. Pionk doesn't fit. I don't like Dubois, and he doesn't fit. Mazin, no. Dvorak? No. He fits well, 54 points in 82 games, and he's not asking for any crazy contract. Left wing, center. Hmm. $46. Oh, there's Hartman. Now we can see about what he did in the playoffs, if he actually deserved 18 points. I mean, 10 goals, yeah, maybe. 3 game-winning goals, maybe. But he got Conn Smythe? Like, that just makes no sense. So far, Iafallo is not a bad option. He's actually below what we're willing to spend. And no teams are asking for him yet, so we can actually wait and see if he goes lower for his contract. Burns, 29 points. Doesn't fit. Fabry, 48. No. $63 points. High doesn't fit. Giordano, no. Gino. Oshie, 55. Line 3, that's pretty good. I like Oshie more than Iafallo at the moment. Huh. So I'm going to write that down. So, Oshie, Iafallo. Iafallo. Then it was Lindell. Yeah, to be honest, I think this is going to be the strategy. We're going to sign Lindell. I mean, hopefully sign Lindell. Sign Iafallo or Oshie, but preferably Oshie. I think he's the best fit. And trade Doc well, a number of other players, and Parayko. I think that's going to be the plan so far. Wow, Jamie Benn's cheap. Line 2. It's too bad he doesn't fit elsewhere because we could use him. Yeah, he'd be pretty useful. Huh. What else is there here? I'm just going to have a quick skim through at the low cap hit guys. If there's anybody that we need to be competitive on, or if we wait for the rest of them. Whoa. I was going to say, if those were NHL numbers, that would have been crazy. Why was he even playing in the AHL? Doesn't make sense. And why is anybody going to pay 2 point something million for Anderson? He was no good. Okay, so that's the end of it. Not interested. What's this guy's story? No. These are probably all RFA guys. Yeah. So there's no lower end free agents that we need to really monitor. Well, I mean, at least try to sign yet. And to be honest, typically we won't even be competitive on them anyways. Because you can usually trade for a cheaper guy with better performance. But, I think that is about all we needed. So I'm just going to skim through here. Go down to 80 overall. He would be good as a depth guy, just not at that cap hit. Same there. And this is why we're just going to wait to see if their demands go lower. Mm-hmm. Wasn't he? Didn't he play with us and he played well? No. I guess not. Who else? Who else? Who else? No way, you're cheap. Too bad you don't fit. Yeah, that Oshie, he really seems like a good signing. I like that idea. Wendell. Okay, so we're gonna have to start by clearing cap space, not because because we don't know for sure we're gonna be able to sign these guys, but I think they're upgrades over what we have, and we're always trying to upgrade. So, as much as Parayko's been decent, we're gonna trade him. He still has decent value, so that works for me. It sucks. I mean, he's got good term. It's just he really hasn't performed that great. Oh, and what do we trade for? That's another thing I gotta figure out. You know what? Just before I necessarily do any trades, I want to see what franchise players are out there. See, now this cap hit's not that crazy. 11.7 for 8 years. We might come back and get Draisaitl. Might. I don't think we necessarily will. It's just because to spend that much on one player, it still doesn't make that much sense. Huberdeau at 9.3. I don't think he's worth it. And I don't think he fits well with us either. Carr at 9. Only 2 years left, so it's not going to work. McKinnon's too expensive. Like, man, 2.6 is just ridiculous. Heiskanen. Yeah, still McDavid's too expensive. 12.2. I just can't justify it. Barkov. If he fit on our lines better, I would go for him. Oops. Kucherov. Not enough term left, but the cap hit's great. That's it. There's no franchise goalies, I don't think, in the game, are there? Well, actually, there might be one. I forget who, though. Was it Vasilevsky? Shesterkin's one. Huh. Yeah, Vasilevsky. See, I just can't. You can't spend that much on a goalie anymore, I don't think. I can't justify it, even as an elite goalie. Or, well, in this case, franchise goalie. Okay. Do we trade for draft picks? Or do we trade for players? That's a tough one. So if we trade for players, where are they even going to fit? Actually, I could have stayed in that screen. So at the moment, it is Chubarov, Hughes, Pastrnak, Thompson, Keller, Kane, Bedard, Eberle, somebody, and then the fourth line doesn't matter as much. And then on defense, Slavin, Orlov was last season. Sider, Dobson, Haig, and it was Parayko. Now, how good? Because maybe that's the difference for performance is the line fit. Because Sider's line fit's not that great, and Parayko was Parayko was about the same. So, but Dobson did well, and he doesn't have that great. Orlov does, which is maybe why he does so well. Huh. So it seems like draft pick is the best decision. We moved down a year for Pittsburgh. And Calgary and Boston are way in the future. So what I think I'm going to do is actually move these, and because the value is high right now, move these to this season. So essentially the combined plan is move Calgary to 2026, move Boston to 2026, and then in trading the players away, we'll get another 2026 first round pick, which gives us 3 kicks at whatever the draft picks are going to be. Hopefully somebody's going to be a franchise, or at least one, but maybe more franchise players. And then we can get those. And we'll just maintain the Pittsburgh one where it stands. I think that makes the most sense for strategy. So how do we start then? So we will go, let's just start with players. So is there anybody above Parayko we're trading? Pastrnak, Keane, Slavin, Keller, Slider, Thompson. No, so Parayko's the highest. Now we need to find which team is the worst. So Anaheim doesn't look that great. Ooh, Boston might be worse. Chicago's still bad. So Chicago at the moment is the best option. San Jose looks bad. Yeah. So Chicago, San Jose. What do we do here? So who do we have that you want? Boyd? Yeah, see all these defensemen, they're like half a point per game in the AHL. That's really good. How'd he do after we... Yeah, same thing. Boyd and Hinestroza? Still no way. it says that we're offering enough, but now this is far too much to give up. So we better get something back. Huh. Alright, let's do, I guess, this. See what I mean about losing trades? It's a bit ridiculous. Like, literally double. Literally. Okay, so finally, uh, that got rid of one of our assets that we didn't really want to get rid of to get a pick, but I guess that's part of the cost of business. Next is Chicago. We need to pick up. And if we had to pay double, I mean, we might have to use Pareko in this. We'll try to avoid it though. Man, this is such a joke. Okay, I guess offer them back their second round pick. Yeah, and sorry there's not much talking. I mean, there's not much to say as I'm trying all these trades. Oops. All right. There we go. So that was less than I expected, and I haven't used Pareko yet, so that's really good news. All right, so we still have Hinestroza to get rid of, Engel, Zaitsev, and Pareko. Do we go for another first round pick? I mean, why not? There's nothing else to do with the guys we have, really. So I guess maybe what I should have seen was if Chicago would take Pareko. But too late now. Okay, who's the next worst team? Arizona's close. What's Arizona's goalie? They have a decent goalie, actually. So maybe not Arizona. Detroit? Nah, not quite. Philly's close. Pittsburgh? I just traded away their pick, though. It just doesn't feel like... Because they did good last season. So if I'm trading a defenseman, if I trade them to a team with a lot of defensemen already, then they won't be able to... It's not going to improve their performance, but they don't want Parayko. $5 million in cap space. I think Edmonton's a good pick, actually. They don't want Parayko. Um, one, two... I might go back with Pittsburgh, but no, they did good. Pittsburgh's a possibility. I think it's Pittsburgh. Just kind of sucks because and they got cap space to spend more. Yeah, I guess let's go for it. We can always trade it away later. I mean, it'll be at worse value, but whatever. Okay. And the thing about this is it's not a big deal that we have to start trading more assets because we want to get rid of them anyways. And getting any value is the most important thing. It's too bad we were close, it felt like. This is getting to be a bit much. Still no. Wow, okay, so now what? Um, huh? I thought I was looking at their team. Now what? Um, I guess we have to trade up assets. Um, how is that trade not going through? That makes no sense. What? Like, it's almost exactly like it's like a second and a second and a fifth round pick is really what I should be able to get in return. But like, God, this game is crazy. Jeez. Oh, whoops. Supposed to be sites of angle. Alright, we only got a third back. That's a bit ridiculous. And you can see how difficult this is to pull off trades. I swear, man. This is tough. Having it on Superstar, I think, is, anyways, the hardest level. It's just nuts, some of these trades. Like, how is this not going through? Finally. Holy jeez. Alright, am I even going to be able to pull off a trade? This one would work. Yeah, but they don't want... Wait. No. What I haven't looked at is trading goalies yet. Maybe I can upgrade this. No. Oh, I forgot about that. This guy. Alright, so we upgraded to a third. Can we get a second somehow? Oh, maybe let's do this instead. Okay, so we've upgraded the most we can. It's funny, I've only like really pulled off a couple of the trades I wanted to make, and it's taken the whole stream. So you can see how like time consuming this whole thing is to get fair trades or to pull off fair trades. It's tough. All right, now let's give it one more shot at trading for another first, which was, who were we aiming at? Jeez, like, look at how lopsided that trade is. And it still doesn't go through. What a joke. Man, they paid a lot for Swayman there. Oh, I should be... How much space do we have? We want to sign 6 is 82. Well, I guess we're gonna be forced to wait. Oh, wait. 6 is 90. Sorry, 89. 4 is just under cap. Huh. Do we have another alternative? So, I mean, the thing is we have to trade Parayko. Or, I mean, based on my plan. But it looks like we can't accomplish getting a guy for... or getting a draft pick for this season what if we trade for a future pick? So that's going to be 5 years from now. And a chunk of the good players are going to be retiring. But that might not be best. So let's just keep looking still. So far, St. Louis. Could do Calgary. That would put them. It's still not quite there. Pittsburgh's still ideal, I guess. The value doesn't really dip. How many years is it? Five, 1, 2, 3. See, they're in a weird kind of middle ground. Five is pretty darn good for here. Yeah, but they don't dip. I think St. Louis is the closest that we're going to get. And I think this trade will be able to pull off. So that's what we'll have to go with. So this we're waiting. Essentially, it's for when everybody retires. Then the team should be garbage, and then that pick should be valuable. We wanted to use it for this season, but it doesn't look like we'll be able to. We need to eat some cap. Oops. That's it? That's all we had to give up? I'll take it. And then we got to get rid of the guy we just picked up. All right. Um, See, and then that it's kind of funny. So that Toronto pick from the future picked up in value. Uh, does that then mean we might be able to actually pull off? Because in the end, it would be the same amount of assets we give up, but because it seems like we're going to give up more because we made all these trades to get these assets, but actually that Toronto pick just appreciated a chunk. So, um, who was our best one? Was it? I think it was Kraken was the best option. Oops. Because if this will work, then we actually hit our original goals, which is kind of weird because it wasn't supposed to happen, and then it would happen. It could happen here. I don't know. We'll see. And then worst case, we have the fallback plan of just what we already have. Okay, so that's fine. So we got 2 kicks at this season's first overall pick, and pretty much the 2 best kicks at it. I think waiting for the future ones, there's too many unknowns. And the problem also with in this season, because like all the free agents haven't been signed, so these teams could actually get better. In which case, then I mean these picks will lose value, but you got to gamble. It's how we got both Bedard and Chubrov in the end, or at least approximately how we got them. Um, so fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. And I don't think we have any more trades. We got Chubarov, Hughes, Pastrnak, Kane, Keller, Thompson, Bedard, Eberle, someone, Slavin, Orlov, Sider, Dobson, Podkolzin, Heg. So Podkolzin, I guess maybe. Well, he's probably going to be our fourth line player. Heg, will be our sixth, but currently our fifth. And then we don't. So we've unloaded everything. Actually, we're now fully set to attack at some free agents. So in total, we have 16 million in cap space. We're targeting 6 plus 4 something, so that's 10. So we might even, so I was going to say we could technically afford all three of the guys that we're considering, but still some of that money needs to be spent on fourth line players. I don't think we really. Oh, I guess technically need to get one depth D, although we do have all the AHL guys. Yeah. And we need one goalie. So really, it's still the target of the two players. It's going to be an upgrade on defense. No, I guess technically it's going to be a lateral move if we can get Lindell instead of Parayko. And then Oshie's going to be an improvement, hopefully, on Doc. Then it would be Oshie, Bedard, Doc. Oshie, Bedard, Eberle on the third line, which is a super stacked third line. And then we'll have the cap space to get the fourth line players, and we can sign those in free agency. Should be for essentially nothing. And yeah, we're pretty much set. So I guess this stream was more more getting us prepped for free agency than it was actually doing free agency, but it's a step in the process. So yeah, well, as you can tell, it's not easy to pull off trades in on that note, just to show you. Superstar difficulty, and actually, yeah, isn't there trade difficulty too? Yeah, trade difficulty hard. So hardest level for winning and trade difficulty at hard. So it's like, the whole stream, you just saw what happened. It's just ridiculous to pull off trades. So takes time so you don't get taken advantage of. But, it's the end result that matters. And something I was just thinking of is that Toronto pick, since it's appreciated. Let me just check one thing before we end this. Because there's that guy on the Islanders that I've been wanting to pick up, Courtnall. Because of the value change of the Toronto pick, do I even want to try to pick him up? Because the thing is, so this Toronto pick's going to depreciate once we pick up more players and our team gets better. So what I'm trying to figure out is, do I take advantage of the current value, pick up a player, or do I leave it? Um, if I picked him up, would it be worth it? Um, that's a tough one. Oh, he fits on bottom six. It used to be, I thought, top or all lines or something like that. Oh, well, that changes things. I'm just not going to think about it then. Okay, so that saves that question. So yeah, we'll leave it there. If you like the stream, hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe, turn on notifications. Channel homepage has upcoming streams. Nothing scheduled to date, but maybe sometime soon I'll figure something out. Things that I can't schedule on the platform, like franchise mode, the schedule's in the About section, and it runs Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Be a pros whenever I have time or feel like it. Any comments, leave them in the comments. Suggestions, likewise. And that's it. So we'll more or less be starting the free agency next stream. I mean, we already did, but it was kind of just setting things up, I guess. It took like 2.5 hours. But, you know, it's, I guess how things go. So anyways, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, bye.